Welcome, Smutters, to the Sibsreadsmut Minisode.
Hola.
This is our chance to let you know what else besides Smut is on our reading lists and allows us to provide recommendations outside of the Dirtyverse. Some of them might still be dirty, but, you know, some of them aren't. We'll do our best not to throw out spoilies for any of these titles, but some might just pop in, so be forewarned. A list of titles that we talk about will be in the episode description, so make sure to check them out and add them to your Goodreads lists. On this week's podcast, we discussed Indigo Ridge by Devney Perry, which we both enjoyed. We both liked a lot. Definite recommend.
Yep.
Smelly Belly, is there anything else noteworthy that the audience should know about this week?
I feel like last week when we did this, I had like all these books that I had read, and this week I've only accomplished 2 other than our book for the pod. So I read Dolly All the Time, Annabelle Monaghan, which is an auto read. I've read everything that she's ever done. I'm obsessed with her. She's incredible, which we'll talk more about it. And then I did The Shippers, which you read too, right? Catherine Center.
Both Dolly and Shippers. Enjoyed them both.
Okay. And those were both on your list too, right? You read those recently? Because I think they were on the library at the same time. So those were my novels. The Shippers, Catherine Center, I enjoyed. I feel like there's also another book. Basically, the premise is that childhood friend. Oh, I know what it is. So Shippers is a childhood friend, like shows that this is all the beginning. This is not a spoiler. The childhood girl and boy are childhood friends. The girl is getting married to somebody else, and then the boy shows up at the wedding and is basically, believe it or not, they don't go through with the wedding, and then, yada yada. It's a romance novel. So, but then
have you started listening to Carly Fortune?
Yes, that's literally. So then the
same
other
exact
book,
thing.
I started Carly Fortune's, the newest one. What is shit? Now I can't even. My internet's not working.
Our Perfect Storm,
and it's like exactly the same. Again, not a spoiler because it's the first thing that happens, but it's like, okay, they're best friends growing up, and then she's getting married to somebody else, and then the wedding doesn't go through, and so now I'm
listening to that right now too
on a vacation together. So reading those two like back to back, almost back to back, felt like, oh, I just heard this. So Carly
but they're not on a cruise ship. They're not on a cruise ship in Carly Fortune's.
Catherine Center is not closed door. No, she's kind of closed door. There's not a lot of spice to hers. And they're always really cheeky. I like her writing style. I like the jokes that happen and things.
She has great protagonists, great banter between the characters. It's very, she writes very good kind of in-depth, thoughtful characters. And that book is single perspective, which is also not, and so is a lot of Carly Fortune's stuff too. Both of them tend to write single perspective books, and which makes them unique to other books that we usually read, but also so similar to each other, where we're listening to pretty much the same story in 2 different ways. 2 different settings, but same plots.
I feel kind of sad for myself. This is a silly way to think about it, but like Annabelle Monaghan, Catherine Center, and Carly Fortune are all complete auto reads for me. I love everything that they do, and just kind of the way that they came up on our library hold, like the loan list. They're having to sort of read them back to back because, again, too, they're very popular. So it's not like you can renew them and save them and read them in a couple weeks. Like we have to read them now or they go back. And so I would definitely, if I had a choice, spread them out more, just because I love all of these women and their books so much, but I want to like savor them and not be rushing to finish them before the loan, like the
listening to them at 2.5 times speed because it's about to return in an hour.
Well, what did I finish? I think I finished Dolly All the Time with 11 minutes till the return time to the library. And The Shippers I did not finish. It expired, and I had to go to Spotify and finish listening on Spotify.
Well, when it's interesting too, because having 2 books with very similar, kind of plot lines is, when reading spy fiction, there is a lot of that where there's only so many big bads in the world that you can have as the bad guys in your books. So your Brad Thors, your Brad Taylors, all these guys, Daniel Silvas, tend to have the same, within the same calendar year, the same bad guys. The stories are different, but it's like, oh, the Russians are the bad guys in this one. Oh, the Chinese are the bad guys in this one. Oh, this is, the Saudis, or, whatever it may be. It's all, they're always similar kind of technologically, something that just came up, pandemic, or, whatever else. They're all writing zeitgeisty topics that are similar, and it just is part and parcel of reading the people that you like at the same time. I mean, I wish I could go back and read some of these series for the first time again, and kind of and I do. I do go back and reread a lot of stuff that I've read before.
To clarify,
I have some series on Audible that I will buy every one because I go back and listen to them. Listening to the Gray Man series on Audible is great for bike rides. It's action based. It gets your legs pumping.
Boners.
Yeah, no bonies. It's that's a throwback to the episode, folks. If you haven't listened to this week's episode, Indigo Ridge, I have some great comments in there.
I have a boner.
But yeah, the Shippers and the Carly Fortune Our Perfect Storm, do have very similar things. This week I have the one other smutty book that I listened to this week was Protect by Paisley Hope, Skyridge Hotshots. It is northwest firefighters, jumping into wilderness fires and everything else, and it was good, pretty steamy. I rated it pretty highly on the Goodreads. The Berry Pickers by Amanda Peters was another one.
Downloading that and then never getting to it.
Yeah, it was heavy. It's a heavier book. It deals with some indigenous First Peoples type issues with Indian schools back in the day and child abductions and all kinds of stuff that crimes perpetrated on the First Peoples, indigenous population of America, which was heavy. There's some heavy stuff going on there. Good read overall, but it's a time and a place type book. If you're looking for a pick me up, it ain't that. But it was good. And then two kind of spy fiction books. Endgame, the number 5 in a series by David Baldacci. That's the Baldacci, Balachacha. It's his Assassin Will Roby series, which is great, and I believe that's the last one in the series, which is a bummer. And then Bloodlines by Nelson DeMille, which was great. And that's number 2 in their Scott Brody and Maggie Taylor series, so 2 wisecracking CID investigators. Everything I read this week I liked pretty much.
I want to ask about Protect. Will you put the cover in between us? I'm going to look at this book right now on Goodreads, and it's like what do you think of this cover, Ned?
Do not like.
It's like a sexy firefighter but not even. He's not even like a firefighter. He has a firefighting axe, but then he has on leather. What are those?
That's his jump gear. That's his
jump gear.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know.
That's what they wear to fight forest.
Denim with a rolled up sleeves. He looks like
I guess he does look more lumberjacky in there.
Lumberjack, thank you. But who are those brothers? He looks like the brother that was married to Miley Cyrus. That's my they all play
Thor. His brother.
It's like one of those Australian brothers. Yeah, Liam Hemsworth. He looks like my Hemsworth brother.
The Hemsies.
The Hemsies. That is a hilarious photo, a firefighter romance, and it's really well rated. I'm going to add this to my list.
The first one was good. I think this one was a little bit better. Okay. It was a second chance romance.
I've never heard of this author.
Yeah, well, and this is a trilogy where where each book is written by a different woman.
Yeah, because Sloane St. James, who we read Stand and Defend, wrote the first book in this series. Yeah. That's wild.
That's where I found it.
I love that.
Yeah,
How
that's
cool.
that's where I found it out. And there's a couple other ones, where Lucy Score and other people will. There's this like 7 or 8 book series where they will change off writing books back to back. And I think we might even have one in this season coming up that I wanted you to put on there. No, I think we ended up taking it off because
I probably
you wanted to go somewhere else. It was the whiskey. It was the whiskey something or other. I forget.
Lucy Score.
Whiskey Chaser.
Yeah, I like that
series.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that series was it was another one that I liked. But they switch off back to back authors on each book is written by a different woman, which is fun. It's a fun kind of writing style because you kind of have to sync it up, but they're all also kind of standalone books, so it's fun.
It's kind of fun to think about, like, because I think about like Christina Lauren, the author, and it's actually 2 women, 2 friends who write together, and like I think I always say like I want to be Tessa Bailey's friend, and how fun would it be like to do this with your friends, like if you were all romance authors and you like.
Well, what did Mom and Dad used to do? They were writing like stories with their friends during pandemic, where each person or each like couple would write a chapter of the story that they sent around, and I think that's a fun a fun idea. I think writing a book back and forth. It might be easier than trying to change chapters and stay in the same voice and everything else, but. Yeah. It is a fun idea and a fun kind of writing exercise to trade back and forth ideas. Well, you did improv. Isn't there a game where you do each go back and forth a sentence and tell a story, so each person says a story or a word or something after
there's
another?
Like you go around the circle and there's like warm-ups where you like say a word and you try to like make it make sense. And I mean the whole theory behind improv in general is like yes and, which if you've read Tina Fey's book you're familiar, but like it's basically taking somebody else's idea and building on it and going in that same direction. It's not like you say like, oh, this is a nice spaceship, and I'm like, yeah, but we're actually on a beach. Nice try. It's like, no, you just, somebody throws out an idea and you build on it and create that universe together, as opposed to like.
There was a scene in Big Bang Theory where Sheldon and Penny she was trying to explain to him how to do this, and she's like, oh, I'd like an ice cream cone, please. And he goes, we sell shoes here.
Exactly.
It's like, well, then you must sell both because I'm here to get ice cream, and it's pretty funny. I do love that show too. But
speaking of things that Ned reads over and over, actually, it does not surprise me that you read books over and over, like comfort books, because you have so many comfort shows. Like the amount of shows that you have rewatched. What did you get mad about when I like dropped a subscription? You were like, well, how am I going to go and watch the back catalog of
Hulu? It was Hulu. It was Letterkenny, Shoresy, The Rookie. There's so many shows on Hulu that I watch. I was not happy when you canceled your subscription to that.
Sorry.
Rooster's a new one. I've rewatched
pinching.
Rooster two or three times. At this point,
I loved Rooster. I watched it with Mom and Dad, or did we all watch it?
We all watched it out here.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, and then I had to finish it. I finished the last episode here.
Yeah, Rooster's another one that I've watched multiple times.
Show.
Ted Lasso. I'll rewatch that all the time. 30 Rock.
30 Rock is the best. TV on pornography.
I don't know how to read Liz Lemon. Tracy Jordan is the best.
I don't know if this is maybe I shouldn't say this out loud. We'll cut it if it's weird. But Ben says that like us and our immediate family are like the Lemons, that we're like too nice.
Nice? Really?
Specifically, mom and dad. I don't know if you get.
I do not get that at all.
You get the too nice thing, but that like we all really like each other, and that like mom and dad are really nice people. And he's like, "You're like the lemons," and I'm like, I don't know if I remember 30 Rock well enough to be either like complimented or offended by that. Like,
well, I mean, I guess that makes you Tina Fey and me the Down syndrome-y brother or whoever that was in there. I mean, my God, I don't know if I like that comparison.
All right, well then it's dead on.
Then we're leaving this in.
Yes. Well then, that is exactly it. Just as I suspected.
Just as I suspected. Oh man. I had Chaz come up with a little trope debate this week for the pod because we just peek behind the curtain, everybody. We had a quick turnaround on this week's book. We recorded last Wednesday, and it's now the following Monday. So we haven't had a chance to read too many books in the interim. So I was like, we need something to pad out the minisode.
4. You just had 4 in between, Yeah.
I mean, that's not a whole lot for me. I know
that's not a lot for you.
But I had Chaz, the intern Chaz. I'm going to start yelling at him off camera at some point too. Bring me a beer. Bring me a beer. Another drink. Peon. I said, hey, give us some fun things to do on the podcast, and he said, hey, it'd be fun to have a trope debate. So
why is it a he?
Because his name's Chaz.
Chaz could be a woman.
In what world, Helen?
Has your Chaz chosen their pronouns?
I'm not going to ask ChatGPT to pick their pronouns. Another peek behind the curtain. Chaz is actually ChatGPT.
We should start using Claude. I've heard good things about Claude.
What the fuck's Claude?
Ned. What are you talking about? Oh, my God. All right, folks. Next week, we'll come back, and Ned will learn the different AI platforms.
Yuck.
You're an embarrassment.
I'm gonna burn the entire internet down. But trope debate this week. Okay.
Trope debate.
Between these two, which is your favorite? Cinnamon Roll Hero or Morally Gray? And I like this question because I like them both for different reasons, but I want to hear your opinion first.
Yeah, but that's cheating.
Why?
I feel like you have to pick one.
Yeah, I will.
I think there's a difference between who would I rather read and who would I rather date. Like, if this is real life and it's somebody that I'm actually with, I would love a cinnamon roll to eat and to date. And then...
Body by Chipotle.
Body by Chipotle. And then if I'm reading, I do love a morally gray character. You know me with my social work background. I do love to debate things and think about why are they the way that they are. But
this is a trope debate. So in writing, which would you rather
So then
have?
morally gray.
Okay.
For sure.
And apparently now we're going to go into real life. Real life, you'd rather have a cinnamon roll.
An actual edible cinnamon roll, yes. And I would probably rather date someone who's
nice to you.
Like nice, yeah, in a cinnamon roll. Yeah, absolutely. What's your answer?
Trope wise, when it comes to romance specifically, I have a like for each of them. Sometimes you want just a nice, rom-com fun story, but I read a lot of the spy genres and everything else, so the morally gray is what I tend to gravitate towards. In writing, I would probably choose a morally gray because it's more my speed. The book this time, none of the characters were particularly morally gray in this week's read, Indigo Ridge. But it had enough crime fiction in there where you get that story of having some suspense, some action, some criminality in there, while not having either of your main characters be a serial killer or an assassin or something. It's which is the morally gray types whether it's the Caught Up series or whatever else. But yeah,
what is the other? It's Butcher and Blackbird is what I'm thinking of. Those are morally gray characters
for sure. Well, and the Baby and the Late Night Howlers, they're criminals. Anyone where there's criminal activity or they're actively fucking people over. What was the absolute morally gray? I mean, he was doing illegal stuff too, but Twisted Love by Anna Huang, any of that type of stuff, is, yeah. I mean, I can like it. Versus, I don't know if I mean, I guess these can apply to your MFCs too, or FMCs.
Yeah, female.
Yeah,
main characters.
Female main characters is yeah. I mean, I'd rather date somebody nice who's not going to potentially shank me. In the middle of the night.
Okay. Love that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Trope debate over. Decisions made.
Decisions made. We prefer to read morally gray and eat cinnamon rolls.
Smut court adjudicated. Do you have anything? I mean, we're both reading the Carly Fortune right now. Anything else that's coming up on your read list that you might want to preface or let the audience know?
I mean, just in the same vein that it's coming up, all of the really good books all coming up at the same time. I need to after I finish Carly Fortune, I'm heading straight into the Sarah Adams, the final When in Rome, In Your Dreams, which has been on our list now for a really long time. So I need to finally read that and get it off my list. And then I keep starting and I'm obsessed with it, but we've already talked about it several times. This is going to become a joke, but the regrets of what is it?
Clover, the collected regrets of Clover. I got 30% into it, and then I had to set it down to keep reading these other ones that are going to expire. So I love it. Every time I'm reading it, I'm like, this is such a good book. I love the death doula aspect. I've worked in hospice. It's just it's so right up my alley. And then something else comes up and I'm like, shit, I just don't, I need there to be more hours in the day. Yeah, for sure.
So that's my only gripe is I just don't have enough time to read.
Yeah. Next one coming up for me is A Far-Flung Life by M.L. Stedman. I know nothing about it.
Serious?
It's another Australian author.
Oh, same author as The Light Between Oceans.
Correct, yes. And then I'm going to try and fit in the Catherine Stockett Calamity Club as well.
I'm curious. I have not read it yet. All I know is that it's 29 hours long listening. Yeah. And my mother-in-law has the book on her coffee table, and it's enormous. But
Is it large print?
No, it is not.
It'd be this big. My hands are very far apart for those people listening at home.
It would be this big. I'm really excited to read it. I have heard mixed reviews. My book club is coming back in. A couple of the girls have read it. I'm reading it. I mean, so this author,
because she wrote Shit Pie, right?
Yes, she wrote The Help. So, which obviously was an incredible book and then turned into an incredible movie, which stands out to Ned about them baking shit into a pie. So I have to read it. It's not an option it's just an option of when. When am I going to have 29 hours to string together? To listen to it.
14 and a half, we do listen at double time.
We do listen, but I don't know, sometimes if the author's hard for me to understand, or if it's hard, I slow it to
the narrator.
1.75. Thank you.
Oof. Helen, good God.
Can you believe 1.75? What a loser.
I know. That's what sucks about trying to listen to books on tape with mom and dad in the car is they're like, no, 1.25 is as fast as I'll go, and I'm like, we're listening to an Obama speech at this point. My God, he talks so. People are talking so slow.
That's what Dad prefers because it goes along with his going 25 under the speed limit.
Yeah, exactly. Well, anything else? Anything else? The the avid listeners need to know about?
I don't think so.
Well, check out the books we talked about on this minisode in the description. Links will be below. Join us next week for I forgot already too. Bared to You by Sylvia Day. Bared to You, Sylvia Day, coming in hot next
sultry.
week. Yeah,
All
and
right.
and another brand new minisode. It comes out a week from today on Friday. So enjoy.
Ned's making really lofty promises.
Yes, and I'm gonna make Helen keep them. Tune in for the next episode, Smutters.
Stay smutty.
Stay smutty. See you next time. Out.